Yeah, so that was Solo, a Star Wars story. I'm here with Ryan, Chewbacca, and Mike.
That's pretty good.
So remember when we were talking about how, oh yeah, there's going to be a Star Wars movie every year, every 6 months or whatever, and it's going to not be as big a deal every time a Star Wars movie comes out? Yeah, that happened. And we were also talking about, one day there's going to be a Han Solo origin story. It's going to take away all the mystery of Han Solo. Yeah, that happened too. So I thought it was okay. What did you guys think?
Yeah, parts of this movie I thought were fine. I liked it more than Rogue One, mostly because the characters in this weren't planks of wood thrown together. They were people who talked and did stuff together. I mean, there's one character that ruins the movie, but mostly I thought it was just average, which is surprising because the movie had two directors who were fired and then replaced with an elderly man director who shot the most of the movie. The whole movie he shot over. So the fact that it flowed together as well as it did is kind of surprising.
Yeah, that's cool trivia because I really didn't know anything about the backstory. Because I feel like we just saw a Star Wars movie like last December, and it's just like, okay, I wasn't really ready for this yet. But
this is the most expensive Star Wars movie.
Is it really?
Because they had to reshoot all of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you have seen the original Star Wars trilogy, you know almost every single plot point that happens in this movie. Because literally, it's paint by numbers. It's Han said he took a shit on Tuesday. In this movie, he'll take a shit on Tuesday.
Yeah, totally. It's like they start the movie off, the first thing you see is the dice. And then a few minutes later, you see the invention of the name Chewie.
Yeah.
Where that comes from. And then a few minutes later, the Millennium Falcon. And actually... It really is a lot like Force Awakens. How they did the same like plot points. Like every 5 minutes, you got to bring in the I remember that part.
Yeah,
I was waiting for the scar, the chin scar.
I think he already has it.
Does he already have it?
If they did the chin scar, it would have been too close to Indiana Jones 3.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. So each of his characters needs to invent with the origin of the scar.
Wait, speaking of Indiana Jones, did you guys notice the idol from Raiders of the Lost Ark?
On the bar?
Yeah.
I noticed the crystal skull. I noticed the crystal skull, though.
That's not the same crystal.
No.
It is a crystal, but the idol from Raiders is there, and it every single scene I couldn't stop staring at it because I have one that sits on my desk, so I'm so used to seeing it.
The biggest problem I had with it was just that he looked nothing like Harrison Ford. He didn't seem to act like him really either. Like, I just could not buy it. And it goes with everybody. Like, the actor who plays Lando, like, he doesn't look like Billy D. Williams. Although you could tell he was studying Billy D. Williams' performance and was trying to do, like, the rhythm and pace of his voice.
Yeah.
But with Han Solo, it seemed like they were kind of like, nobody's ever going to be like Harrison Ford, so maybe they were kind of like, let's not get too close, because then it would be...
I actually prefer when they do that kind of thing. It bothers me when, since Star Wars, I got to go to Star Trek. When Chris Pine's performance, he doesn't try to mimic William Shatner, and I think that really helps. Yeah. And I think they
then you
the
have
same
McCoy, and like Dale is doing like this spot on.
He was basically like, "You're dead, Jim."
Yeah, I have to say, I felt way more strongly about it in Star Trek. Like, I was like, I hate this. I don't like. In this movie, I was like, oh, it's a Star Wars movie, because I think it's less serious to me. It's way more
because you're more into Star Trek.
I guess.
I think the previous examples, like in the whatever however you feel about the prequel trilogy, I felt like the casting was like really close to what you would think. Like Ewan McGregor?
Ewan McGregor,
Ewan McGregor. He was like spot on, like Alec Guinness, like younger, and maybe it's a lot harder to do with Harrison Ford because it's not like there's not as much of an age gap, But I mean, I know, and also, however you feel about Hayden Christensen's performance, he's had the look where you could totally buy, like, oh, this is Luke Skywalker's father, and like, I feel like with these movies, they had a good track record with casting younger versions of the characters. So when we got to this, I was like, I thought they could do a better job with making me at least just feel like it's a younger Han Solo, but I just didn't buy it.
I will say I prefer this to digital de-aging, like the Carrie Fisher face in Rogue One, we're not there yet with that technology. So I'm more willing to just be like, hey, this is the guy. He's playing Han Solo. He doesn't look like him, but this is Han Solo.
That kind of works in a cameo, but that would be hard to do for a whole movie as like the main character.
Yeah.
I feel like Harrison Ford sells the scoundrel who finds grudging redemption so much better than the actor. I don't even know his name. Does in this movie. He looks like they sell that he's a hero. He's heroic. He's good natured. He's good hearted. They constantly sell that in every scene in the movie. With Han Solo, you don't know he's coming back to save Luke at the.
No.
You know, it's like no, he wants his money. He wants to pay back Jabba. He wants to do this. You know, he's shooting Greedo. He's a scoundrel. He's a smuggler who finds